Yo, appreciate you guys for continuing to support the movement. Big Zo Podcast. This is part two of the first conversation, child support. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think, and we will respond right back to you. Click subscribe and holla at your boys, Big Zo Podcast, man. We're available everywhere, every social media platform.
Yo,
Yeah.
Miz on me. Welcome to the Big Zo podcast. I go by the name of Berto. BC on mute, man. It's that iPhone bullshit again.
Be so to be.
And we got the special guests. We got Royo and Tori. Now, if you guys haven't seen part one of this, this is the part two podcast. We're gonna talk about child support, how child support has affect either black men or men overall, and how child support has affect women overall. So this is the part two. If you guys haven't seen part one, go ahead and watch part one first. Leave a comment below, subscribe, and let us know what you think. But this is part two. We're gonna finish off the conversation what we had in from part one. But anyway, to continue this, what we were talking about towards the end was financial. Like, should guys request for females to to get an audit or submit an itemized bill to see what the mother's spending on child support. And I think that's the question we was asking towards the end, because I made a statement that said, like, I think I had this one dude on YouTube. He was basically saying that, he's paying all this money on child support. His baby mama got her hair done, her nails done, a brand new bag, and a brand new Jordans retros. And his son is got like a 14.99 Spider-Man shoes. And he was asking the question, what the hell does the baby mama spend on child support? So anybody want to continue or answer the question?
Okay, so I'll just jump in really quickly. So, depending on the age of his son, Spider Man might be the shoes that he wanted instead of Jordan. So, you have to factor that in. Like, children like Spider Man shoes. Just FYI. In terms of the overarching point, though, about how women choose to spend the child support. Look, I agree in part that there are times where the money isn't being maximized for the child's benefit, but to try and dictate how she spends the little bit of money that's being sent, because let's be honest, like, if on an everyday level, like, the men, what you paying child support is not really enough to support one person, let alone a child. So it's not like you sending no big money over there. You sending two, three, $400 a month or whatever, and she can put that money towards pretty much anything. If she has to pay $600 a month in rent, then 400 of your dollars went to rent. Think of it like that. Don't think about it in what she got on and what they got on. What's up, Labiche?
Leroy, if she's paying that much. Like, most girls be on WIC, they be on government assistance programs to allow them flexibility to
That's
save
true.
money. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they're not making that much, usually they have a straight job. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, them having a job is not indicator of how much it costs to raise a child. Like, even if you have a full-time job making pretty decent money, it's still going to be a lot for you to try and raise that child by yourself and pay your bills and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Like, it's just unrealistic to think that somebody, even if my income is $1,200 a month, let's say, for instance, $1,200 a month is not enough to support me and a child. It's just not. That's the reality, because I can't pay my bills. I can't pay my bills and provide the lifestyle for my child that I would kind of like for them to have. I can't pay rent and daycare with $1,200 a month. That's just the reality of my life. Like, my rent and daycare combined cost more than $1,200, and that's not including the light bill. That's not including food. That's not including cable or anything like that. That's just rent. That's just for living space and daycare. So you got to
I
put
mean,
that
I
kind of thing.
can I can agree with that, but I think it's frustrating for mothers that actually do use that child support money to strictly their child. You know what I mean? If I were audited at any point in time, I could provide the court or my child's father with exactly where his funds are going. But I do collect a good bit. He's military. So it is what it is. Like, they take that shit, it comes on the first, I get it in full every month, and it's a nice chunk. But at the end of the day, it is kind of frustrating when you do have females that got 2, 3 kids collected, maybe even if it's 200 per man, but they don't even have a real job. You don't have a real job, you can work part-time and get daycare assistance, and you can get free health care, and you can get WIC, and you can get food stamps. And I'm gung-ho for those that need it, but a couple of people that I've come across in life, more than a couple, don't actually need it, and they do use that money for their hair or for their nails or whatever it is. But while they're receiving free food from the government because they're on food stamps or WIC, so I feel like there's like such a fine line on. It's like, I mean, you either have a baby mama that's not doing nothing, or you got a baby mama that's doing something. Like, your money could be going to her, it could be going for the child. It's hard. Like, it's like
I want to talk to this subject without putting too much of my baby mama business out there. But there is a very similar situation. Like, I'm all too familiar with the circumstances that you're talking about, where there is government, like I wasn't factoring in the government assistance programs that mothers are entitled to.
which there's a good bit.
Oh yeah, and it alleviates a great chunk. I know somebody who pays $18 a month for rent.
Bro, I know somebody that pays 25 and she got 4 kids.
That's what I'm saying.
She ain't watching this podcast, but I'm like, what I'm saying. Yo,
like, she got 3 kids, she got a 3-bedroom apartment, $18 a month. Like,
literally.
And she's getting 4 each child. Like, and you know what I mean? And yeah, so that's the part that y'all talking about. I think it's really tough though, just to walk that line, bro, because if you're talking about having them itemize every item that they spend on the child to see if it equals up, then that opens the gateway for her to say, I need more money. What if the government says that after school programs need to also be funded as part of your child support? Then the number, they usually give you a set number based off of your income. That number can now fluctuate based off of what they deem to be necessities for the child. Like, if you want to itemize deductions, then it's a two-way street for everything. For every benefit that we gain, we're going to also have to deal with some additional mess that comes with making that thing work.
I think the key word is a lot of men feel like that the system, like, females are abusing the system. Like, what I mean about that, like, for example, and I'm just going like I'm using a celebrity like Boosie. Boosie got mad. He was saying, look, I was only 1 day late of child support. And basically his baby mama called the cops on him. I called the child support people on him because he was only 1 day late. But he was saying, like, the crazy is his baby mama moved on, married a guy, and he said that he provide the house for his child to live. So you got the baby mama, his child, and the baby mama's new husband living in the same house. So I guess the question I'm asking, if a female gets married and they moved on and they find a husband, should men be allowed to pay like the full amount of money of child support?
Yeah, because that's not the new husband's child. That's my child. Because you'd get mad if that child started calling the new husband daddy. Like, if he started calling, like, that'll raise something in you. So no, that's my child. I take care of my child. The thing about Boosie, it's like I get it, bro. You don't want, like, if you paying for a house for your child and saying that she can live there, that is, to me, it sounds outrageous because she has to live there. And second, it's almost like you saying that she can't move on and, like, she can't have anybody in her life unless you say so. Like, that's not fair.
I mean, this is a yes or no, but I feel like, once again, like, I really, truly, men, just wrap this shit up, because this is why. Because I'm the type of person, like, I've never shared a lease, none of that shit. And even if I did, if I got to a point with a man where we shared a lease, and I, like, even actually my ex and me were talking about this, he was like, you're a very, like, strong, independent person. But I feel like if I live in a home, that shit's going to be in my fucking name, and it's going to be something that I can afford until the day that I get married. Why? Because there's never going to be a situation that me and my son are homeless. And even then, if we're in a house and it's in my name and you move in, I'm still going to pay 2/3 of the rent because there's 2 of us, right? We come as a package. His father pays his bills. So his money is going to go towards his bills. I don't care if you can afford the full rent or not. And that's where it's like, just wrap it up. If it's not, like, just wrap it up, because there's just so many instances. Like,
listen, bro.
Different women are different. Some are like, no, if you can't come contribute to my household 50-50, it is what it is. And that's understandable. Me as a person, I don't feel like it should be 50-50 because I bring a package with me. So I need to be making sure that my package is supported.
Tori, you talk about just wrap it up, bro. You got it, baby. You know the difference between that glove and that without the glove, baby. Raw is law, baby.
Raw is law.
Raw is law, baby. Like, listen here. Listen, I am not a child. You know, when I was a child, I did what children did. But when I became a man, baby, oh no, ain't no more, bro. That shit over with. No, I'm not putting on no rubber.
I think what it is like a question I was saying is like, and I know what you're saying, Royal, but I think a guy's looking at it. Look, bro, I'm paying for my child. I'm paying for a crib for my child, and I'm paying for, so I'm supporting my child. And I'm supporting the baby mama, and I gotta support the baby mama's deadbeat husband.
But that's not the truth, though, Berto. Like you don't. But listen, bro, you're not.
His head's gonna get fucked up. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Berto, listen, check me out, though. If you're paying for a house for your child, then okay, buy your child a house and let that child live in there by itself. How the child gonna eat? Like that's it's crazy to think that you can dictate what that woman does with her life because you want to justify it by saying I'm paying for this house for my child. You are not. You're paying for this house for this
think
woman.
About it. Let's talk about fair. Shouldn't it be fair? Let's talk about fair. Shouldn't it be, I understand what you're saying. You make a lot of sense. But shouldn't it be fair that if I'm a guy and I can afford to have my child, if I have an extra bedroom and I can afford to have my child live with me, and the mom is struggling to have the child support the child, shouldn't I be allowed to say, hey, as a man, I'm a stand-up father. I do everything right by my child, you know, and I do everything good what the law looks at, and I have an extra bedroom. Shouldn't I be able to go to court and be like, hey, why can't the child stay with me 5 days out of the week instead of come to me on the weekends? I have an extra bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I have extra space.
You can do that.
Shouldn't that be fair?
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's possible. It's possible. You can do that. I did it. I did it. I took my baby mama to court. Like I took her. Like it's
but
possible.
I don't feel like there's enough resources for men out there to really honestly, there's not enough resources out there for men that are on child support or men that are going to court to really understand the process, right? Because like I said, men, no offense, but men y'all don't really read between the lines. Y'all don't read the fine print. You're going to be like, oh, this is Florida Department of Revenue. I got to submit everything they want, but you're not really going to read the fine print, right? Baby mamas be knowing that shit. Oh, I got 20 days. This nigga not going to respond in 20 days. And as long as he doesn't, now I'm hitting him for everything. Back pay, I get his income tax. Like baby mamas know that shit, right? Sadly, that's what it is. But there should be resources out there for men that do have their shit together or that do want that timeshare with their child or that should be only paying, but you know what? You're going to pay the daycare this week. I'm going to pay the daycare next week. And every other week and every other year on the income tax, we're going to claim that baby because it's our child and it's 50-50. But that means you get 50-50 timeshare too. Or if you're in a more stable living situation to have that child go to you, and that's okay. But there's not enough resources for men to even know that that's an option.
You know why?
I like what you just said. You basically said,
you know why it's enough resources for women, though, Berto? Because their resources is other bitches who got men on child support. Like it's so many of them that they can just they got like a Facebook group or some shit. Like,
you know that I'm literally in the single mom group. No shit.
The single mom group, bro. They got tips and tricks on how you can put this man on child support. Like for real, bro. Like
it's called trapniggas.com. Trap these niggas.
Fuck up.
Hey, what's the thing? And it was a meme a couple weeks ago by Lori Harvey. Because you know, see Harvey got the book Think Like a Man and Act Like a Woman. I think Lori Harvey, they put Lori Harvey in front of the cover and they said, think like a man, but act like a nigga.
What you mess on me, mess on me.
But it's crazy though, man. It's like something like it's crazy. It's like, but I like what Tori said. Like it even goes with marriage. Tori's talking about 50-50. One month you pay this, next month I pay this. 1 year you claim my child support, next year I claim my child. Like Tori's basically says 50-50. That's what I think a lot of people are arguing about, because it's like if you think about wedding or marriage used to be 50-50, quote unquote. No. I mean, no, I don't understand. I understand marriage is not 50-50.
It's not.
But you know, quote unquote, the right way they say marriage supposed to be 50-50. But we're looking at, damn, how come when I have a child with this woman, how come it can't be 50-50? And I'm about to say, like, damn.
Spite.
What you about to say?
Spite.
I'm about to say, let's not bash all mothers, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some mothers that are out there. They are great mothers, you know what I'm saying? They take care of their kids. They do what they got to do. But I'm just saying, like, I think there's a trend of like the city type of, like city girls type of females where they just sit on their ass and they just collect money. They have babies and collect money, and just like it's become a norm in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Where I even talked about the video of the lady going viral. Like, how can you even go viral? Like, you really put, like, you label an equation out of, like, this is how you make more money. Like, instead of talking about how you want to have equity and grow yourself and grow with your kids and stuff like that, like, this is like the new norm.
Beast, at this point, it's no longer a trend, it's learned behavior. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think, this is not limited to us, bro. Generations before us did this same thing. My mom had my dad on child support, and so the children learn from their parents and stuff like that. A lot of women, that's the only way that they know to receive support from a man. Like, a lot of people especially in Black people, bro, we come from broken homes. So a lot of people only know single parent households, which in turn translates into a dictatorship. I came from a single parent household. Whatever my mom said, those were the rules. And so that's pretty much how you go. That's how a lot of women live their life. If this man doesn't agree with me on this issue, then he has to go. And if he's not in the house with me, then he needs to be on child support. That is a learned level of thinking. Most people never learn how to talk something out or work together or even be wrong sometimes. Like, that's what the reality is.
That's agreed. I was like, for me, I don't ask for shit, right? Me and my child's father, we realized afterwards we could have avoided the court system if I would have communicated this way instead of this way, right? And I could have still been receiving the same exact support. Here's what I make. Here's what I'm spending. Here's where I'm negative because I can't do it because I'm doing 2 jobs and I'm trying to go to school and I'm trying to make sure that he's good, right? I could have communicated better, just as he could have been a better father at that time when I needed him. It really is communication. There are people that are using the system, though. I mean, at the end of the day, I was telling Beast on the beat, whatever. I don't know. I guess that's what everybody knows him as. I don't know him that shit, but we'll go with it today. Mr. Beast on the beat saw
Little
me
Reg.
going to school, right? Working on my bachelor's degree. Going to work. You could ask him, and we were literally directly next door neighbors. He saw my child's father one fucking time.
I did.
That was it in like a year that I lived there. So it's kind of like, okay, like, so you have women out here, like, we're talking about this viral video, and it's like, I'm like, well, $2,040, I think is what she came down to. I'm like, $2,040 really isn't that much for 6 kids. Like, them 6 kids still got to eat. Like, $2,040 really isn't shit. And then I'm like, oh, wait. But government assistance for 6 kids and daycare assistance, and you also get free education
and food.
You also get free lunch at school, right? And WIC and all of these things. That I'm like, dang, she's better off than me.
And housing,
right?
And
daycare assistance.
Like, I'm paying full.
And daycare vouchers.
No, literally.
Them vouchers, bro.
And then I'm like, and then here's me like, well, why couldn't I get on this fucking hustle?
Tell you.
So I ain't gotta go to work for 40 hours a week, and I can get some WIC and some food stamps and some child support, and I can be chilling at the house, get my nails done, my hair done. Like, y'all see what my nails look like, right? Y'all see this? This is single mom life.
But you can say it look like a city girl, but it's kind of like, does going to work every day, 40 hours a week, really provide them with a better life than that? Like, if I can sit at, if a mother can sit at home all day, collect enough money to take care of her bills and her family, and have the time to be an active mother in their life, can you blame her for that? Like, that's what a lot of this comes down to. A lot of us see it as them just sitting at home, sitting on their ass. And a lot of cases, that's the truth. A lot of them are sitting on just collecting checks. But not all of them, though. But I'm just saying, like, in some cases, that could be them doing all of that and taking the money or whatever. That could free them up to be a better parent to their child. That's what these programs were designed for. They were designed to free up some of the stress of having to raise children so that you could be a better parent. Do all of them take advantage? No, but some of them do. And it's kind of like it's like on the man side, it's like I can't assume that the woman gonna do right because I see so many that do wrong. And on the woman's side, it's like you can't assume that I'm gonna do wrong because I'm an individual, and that's where the confusion comes in. It's like,
here's me. Wrap it up then.
No,
wrap it up. That
you
time.
Saying no. What do you mean?
No, that's why I got married.
I'm encouraging the youth that don't want to spend their paycheck on a baby to wrap that shit up.
They better learn about Plan B.
Wait till
Marriage. No, that shit don't work.
Wait till marriage, man.
I agree with wait till
best friend.
Yeah, I agree. Or you can,
or get a Plan C.
Kick it down the stairs. That's the Plan C.
Yeah, get a Plan C. Be the mother's best friend.
Y'all ain't shit, boy.
Nah, but it's like a dope conversation though, man. It's like, and I hear what you're saying, Royal, man. It's like a lot of females do abuse the system, but you got a lot of females like, and you know, I was raised in the hood, so I seen like females that needed the government assistance. They needed like, you know, they needed help. You know what I'm saying? And they were really struggling. Even some of them were still struggling with the assistance. You know what I'm saying? So I seen it like both, you know, both hands. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with what you said, man. But it's
I'm
just
just trying to figure out. Since we got both opinions from both spectrums, how do we get a common ground? Because it's like,
wrap it up.
nah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead. We can mute her. Like she didn't stop that spread that negativity. Talk about it. No, but I think Tori hit the nail on the head like a few minutes ago when she was talking about communication. That's what this shit all boils down to, bro. It's like if you learn how to effectively communicate between each other, you have to be able to, and it's hard, bro. It's hard for people who are not adults, but you have to be able to take the emotion out of the situation. Like it's really difficult to separate yourself from a relationship that you've been involved with like that. And so to take the emotion out of it, to take all the ill will and all the built up frustration that you have with that person is extremely difficult, but it is in the best interest. And that's how you come to an amicable solution. Like you have to be able to talk to them, and both of you guys have to think like not where I can benefit, but how can we benefit our baby? Like, and if that's the goal of both parents, then the solution can be found, bro. If the goal is to make sure that your baby is provided with the best potential life that both of you guys can afford together, then you can always come to a solution. You can always see with a clearer head, and you can always think with a clearer brain in those situations.
But in the female's defense, I'm telling y'all, them pregnancy hormones and them postpartum, like it really is. And you guys can say it's an excuse, but that shit is really something fierce. Like I said, I was a whole different person. Okay,
no.
like
look, don't get it twisted. Like I'm sorry to cut you off.
That shit is hard. And just like it's hard for a dude, for a female. Okay, if I'm coming at you and I'm like, I'm gonna put you on child support, I'm gonna have another nigga taking care of your kid. Obviously, you're gonna be emotional. Like, what the fuck you mean? You're gonna have another nigga taking care of my kid. So it's like, and then you're back and forth, and it's like there's no like end to it, really. But it's like when you stop coming at each other's throats. At the end of the day, if I need something, if I need a break. And I'm like, yo, I'm on the breaking, like, I'm done. Like, me and this kid, I'm gonna choke the shit out your kid if you don't fucking come get him, because I'm tired. That he's here. His wife is here. You feel me? So it's like his family, like, when I realized like communicating and trying to not do it all by myself and trying to maybe not be a difficult person with him and just be like, okay, you know what? I'm trying to understand your predicament. Do I feel like you could see your son more? Absolutely. But you know what? At the end of the day, you come get him when you're ready. He's here.
I think another thing
I'm gonna send him with diapers. I'm gonna send him with wipes. I'm gonna send him with snacks. I'm gonna send him with food. I'm gonna give you a whole grocery list. Because at the end of the day, the only person that struggles by going to a situation where I'm like, I'm not gonna give you food, clothes. I'm not gonna do that because I have to do it when he's with me. So you need to do it when he's with. No, that the only person that affects is my son.
I think one of the other things that plays into it is the strong, independent Black woman narrative. Like when we talk about specifically the Black women, and I don't mean to say that that's a bad thing for women to be strong, independent. And that's not a bad thing. But a lot of times those words are twisted into believing that means that I don't need a nigga for nothing. That is a toxic mindset, especially when it comes to raising children, because you need both parents for your children. It's so much that as a man that we can't teach our children, because there's certain parts that women have to teach them, and there's certain parts that women can't teach the children, because as a man we have to teach them, those things. Like there are things that I can teach my son that my wife can't. And to your earlier point about not being there and being a different person when you're pregnant, I was not there at all during the first pregnancy. I was in high school. I was in class. This second pregnancy, I was there every step of the way, every doctor's appointment, blah, blah, blah. I was married to
her. You already know, them hormones is fierce, boy.
Listen, bro. Beast met my wife. She's the most pleasant person that you'd ever want to meet on a regular term. During them 9 months when she was pregnant, that motherfucker used to talk to me like, go get me some food, bitch. Like, that's the only way that she's... That's how she used to talk to me, bro.
Like, it's like, I swear the baby, like, takes over, bro. Like, you not the same person, and it's really scary. Like, like it's really scary.
It's scary for us, too. But you know what I mean? So I completely understand that mindset. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, at some point, like, we can't continue to allow that to be the primary brain talking. Like, and something that's not always that you can't be, bro. It can't be because it's not always
okay,
right.
maybe the 9 months after that, postpartum, and then after that, all right. Now, if you're not level-headedly thinking by the time your kid turns 1 and y'all can't come onto the same page, then like shit, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey,
But I do feel like because I'm a very strong person, and I was like that even before I got pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking you for shit. So maybe because I wasn't specifically asking you for shit during my pregnancy, like, hey, this is what the doctor's appointment costs. Hey, this is what this costs. Like, hey, I'm really trying to like save my money to make sure that I have money when I, excuse me, sir, can you move? You want to say hi? You want to say hi?
What's going on, big homie?
What's going on, young Kobe?
I'm so dead. This child right here. Stop. Okay, enough. Please go in the house. I'm almost done.
hey,
So it's like, because I didn't communicate those things, men are very like standoffish, you know what I mean? Especially if it's like a more laid back person, and his dad is so chill. So it's like, if I'm not asking and I'm not complaining, he's not going to do anything. So it's like after a couple months, I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? You not doing shit. I'm buying diapers.
Yeah.
You're not doing shit. And then it's like, I'm snapping. And he's like, but what could I have done?
You never told me.
Right.
You never said anything.
Honestly,
to me.
truly, I swear, that's really what it came down to when I was able to be like, yo, this is what I need and this is what I don't need. And this was after the child support. He was like, you know what? I always knew like you would never have to go without. You and my child would never go without. And I'm like, I didn't even know you had that mindset, because it makes it like, to me, when you're just out doing whatever, it's just like, fuck you and your kid. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I felt. And then he was like, no, I never wanted to like, when we were able to talk like that and come to the same page, we've been chill.
Watch me fuck up. Watch me fuck up, Lil Rich. Watch me fuck up, Lil Rich. So you gonna take your baby? You gonna take your baby daddy off of child support?
If you want to come off child support, then fuck it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Y'all got a unicorn on the podcast, Lil Rich.
I mean, shit, if I tell you what I'm paying in childcare and you paying 50-50, why do I need that? Because really that's what child support guarantees, that you're gonna be a responsible adult.
One of y'all boys better have a baby with Toya.
Shut up. That's why I'm like, remove my name, get rid of this. Yo, B's been calling me his favorite brother, yo. I'm really not the average. I swear I'm not the average.
Hey, look. She 2021. That's 2021 baby mama of the year.
I don't know about that now. Now, listen now. I'll be snapping with kid though.
What's up, little B?
As we close, I think you made a great point. Y'all both made a great point about the communication, but I think the time of the communication, we should have those communications even before like we even decide we're gonna have a baby. Because I think if we can strengthen, like trying to communicate within that 9 months, it can like boil over. You know what I'm saying? So
sometimes that's not always possible, Rich. Sometimes that ain't always possible.
Because like you saying,
how much communicating I was doing at 17 when that girl took them drawers off?
That's why I keep telling you to wrap it up, but nobody wants to listen to me.
Kick her out of here with that foolishness.
but what I'm saying is, like, what if you don't even want to have a baby as a guy? You know what I'm saying? You might not even want to have a child. It might not be the right timing. So I'm saying, so that's what I mean by communication.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, guys. I'm telling y'all, I mean, moral of the story. If you don't want to have no kids, then nigga, put a fucking condom. Put 2 condoms. Who the fuck cares?
Bro, wait till marriage.
Absolutely not. Nobody
first of all, that boy Pornhub, that boy gonna have a Pornhub premium account out here. Talk about wait till marriage.
Hey man, we finna wrap this up, man. But anyway, man, I want to thank you guys, man, for giving y'all 2, opinions about this. This was a very, very great conversation, man. Like I said, we learned a couple of things, man. Communication is important. Number 2, probably it might be number 1. It might be number 1 is just wrap it up. And number 3, wait till marriage. But hey man, we're gonna wrap this up. And thank you guys for following us, supporting us. Leave a comment below. Leave a comment below. Big Zo Podcast everywhere. Just leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. And by the way, this podcast is for Beast because I don't know, Beast might be expecting one in a way. So
what? Wait a fucking minute, brother. We gonna have a talk after this.
Let's talk about
so you better be your baby mama's best friend.
Yo, thank you guys for continuing supporting the movement. A great topic. Let us know what you think. Remember to click subscribe on the bottom. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think, man. Big Zo Podcast. Miz on me, Miz on me, Miz on me. Make sure you follow us every social media platform. Holla at your boys. Yeah.